Hi, everybody. Good to be back this week. Phoenix spiritual coach Jordan Richards here this evening. Apologies for 2 weeks ago when my show was postponed, but lovely to be back. Got a great guest with us tonight. Um, don't forget, please like, share, follow, share the love of the community, get as many people on as possible. Good evening, Katie Newark. Lovely. Nice to have you with us. Anybody else, give us a big shout out. Like, share, follow, as we said. Let's get as many people on as possible. If you do have a question you'd like to be answered by myself or even my guest or both of us this evening, please do send that over as soon as possible. The likelihood is your question will be answered. So don't forget to do that with us. Okay. Good evening, Burnett Connelly. Nice to have you with us as well. Yeah. Let's see who's online with us before I introduce my guest. Julie Friel, good evening. Oh, that's a lovely photo of a child there. Very engrossed. Lipstick as well. Terry, good to have you. Nice to see you. Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, Sam B. Always a pleasure. Good morning. Yeah, good evening from the UK. Kelly Hurst, good evening. Hi. Right, so obviously we've got quite a lot of our regulars on, so with no further ado, I'm going to introduce tonight's guest all the way from Spain. Even although she is from the UK but lives in Spain now. It is the lovely Lorraine Bennett Gray, who's not only just a spiritual medium herself, she's a Reiki master and a spiritual teacher. And I've had the pleasure of being with her in Spain recently at a recent convention. So, Lorraine, welcome to the studio. And thank you very much for being my guest on the show this evening.
Thank you so much for having me, Jordan. It's wonderful to be here.
Okay, so to the community this evening, apart from obviously what I've told them, do you want to just gonna give people a little bit about your backstory, your spiritual path, etc., just so that our viewers can and the community can engage with you a little bit more. Thank you. Good evening,
Sure.
Kerry.
Okay,
Yep.
right. First of all, it's quite interesting, my path, because I moved to Spain 4 years ago, and I really wasn't into the spiritual side at all until I actually moved here. And I decided I wanted to learn tarot, which I did for a few months, and I continued with that, and I started doing private readings, and then I had to learn Reiki. And through the Reiki, I started connecting to spirit, which is something I had no intentions of doing whatsoever. In fact, I was frightened to look into the mirror at night in case I saw a ghost. That was me. So any budding mediums out there who think, oh, I can't do it, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So through the Reiki, I became a Reiki 1 to Reiki master within a year. Again, it was all practice. And then I say through that, I was mentored by the lovely Colin Walker through my mediumship. And here I am sitting here today, which is quite unbelievable. And that was my path. And it's just progressing, and I'm learning, and every day, and I'm starting to teach now as well. So mediumship for 2.5 years, that's all. So it's all practice, practice, practice.
Oh, absolutely. Everything is practice. Put in the effort, you'll get the results. Sometimes we get knocked back, but it's for our own good. In order for us to go back, readdress what needs to be addressed, and then step forward in a brighter, more powerful light, so that we can share it with the community. Good evening, Linda. That's a lovely photograph. Looks like you're going on a hot date or a prom or something like that. Very nice. Yeah. I love the colour, like royal blue there, isn't it? And a purple heart. She knows how to get my attention. Good evening, Kev Day. It's nice to have you with us. Please don't forget, like, share, follow. Yeah. If you've got any questions this evening that you'd like us to answer, please start posing them immediately. The sooner we get one across, the sooner we can start answering them for you. Good evening, Margaret O'Brien. Jump in, Lorraine, and say hi to our viewers.
Yes, good evening, Margaret. That's your photo. Okay, thank you. That's a beautiful photo as well, isn't it? Hi, Kim.
Yeah, that's interesting because it's sepia, isn't it? Like black and white.
Yeah,
Good evening,
love
Kim.
it.
Good evening, Mark. Yeah. You don't see very many black and white photos or sepia photos these days. So
My
interesting that you've
favorite.
chose that. Good evening, Kerry Sorrell, all the way from Birmingham. Birmingham?
Birmingham, Birmingham.
Sorry for taking the pay with the accent. I used to live in Birmingham years ago, actually, when I worked, only for about a year. So, good evening, Kun Kuntz from Nebraska. That's one of
Alaska.
our regular. So, good evening, Kim, or good afternoon, as it will be for you over there.
Wow.
Good evening, Louise from Ireland. Lovely Louise Brown. Yeah, she's one of our regulars. That's a nice
Yes.
updated photograph, Louise, actually. That's very nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Sending lots of love there. And Michael Gough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
lovely.
gorgeous wee doggy. You know what we're like with dogs, Jordan?
I know, massive dog lovers, better than some humans, to be honest. I love
Much
the fact that
better.
it's got his hat on. I just love the fact that the dog's smiling with his hat.
Gorgeous.
That's just great. Oh, that made me chuckle inside that.
Don't bother with the human. We'll just talk about the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, but please don't forget, like, share, follow. Let's get as many people on. If you do have a question, it doesn't matter how simple it is. If you just want that little bit of guidance, with regards to spirit guides or anything that's a little bit more kind of, complex, we'll do our best to answer those. So start sending those questions through. Our producer Richard will start filtering them, and we'll answer them as soon as we possibly can. Sorry. Good evening, Sarah L. And thank you very much. And you're watching us from YouTube. Lovely. I love that. What is that tree again? Is it?
I can't remember the name of them. We don't get them in Spain, unfortunately, and I miss
There's
that.
one on the
Stunning.
park just across the road from me. I
I
can't think
remember
of
the
it.
name of them. It's been so long. There
Japanese
we go.
something. Oh, that's a nice doggy, isn't it? Laura Grant, good
Gorgeous.
evening or morning from Canada. Lovely. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
I think everybody's changed their posts and pictures to doggies because they know that we're dog lovers.
They want to get picked. Andrea. Hi, Andrea.
Good evening,
Canada.
Andrea Fremantle from Canada. Oh, that's nice. We've got pussycats now,
Gorgeous.
or kittens. Karen Gibbons, lovely. Cherry
Cherry
Blossom.
Blossom,
Thank you
that's
very
it.
much, Sarah. I could not remember the name of it. Yeah, there's one that's starting to kind of lose its blossom on the local park across the road where I take my dogs. Good evening, Jade Fleming. Hi there.
Hi, Jade.
Yeah, hi, good evening to you. Please don't forget, start posing your questions if you've got one. We do have live readings, of course, later on in the show after the commercial break. But yeah, if you've got something that you want to be answered via our Reiki Master or myself or both of us, please start posing those questions now. Start sharing the love between the community. Let's get as many people on as possible. Don't forget, you've also got Paul Bannister at 8 o'clock this evening, and that'll be in a couple of hours roughly. So Shawana was that? Yeah. Good evening to you. Good evening, Kim. Okay, so I need to adjust the energy around myself. How may I do this, please? But it's important, I think, from my point of view here, right, is that it's about everything that we do is about intention. So it's having the right intention first and foremost, okay? So in order to clear and cleanse the energy, because I'm assuming that that's kind of like what you want to do, whether you're adjusting it kind of like for a higher vibration to come in, clearing negative energies or whatever. So not only just do it around yourself, but do it in the environment that you're in. So if you've got like I have a spare room, which is my office, make sure that you're doing that throughout your kind of predominant environment, whether it's a workspace or not. Make sure you do the environment, but also do yourself. I do a shamanic ritual to cleanse my own chakras. So I use sage and a few other bits and bobs prop wise, which is shamanic, to cleanse my chakras. and to cleanse my auras. Sadly, I can't share that on with you. But if you want to link in with me, kind of like via Facebook Messenger, etc., I can share that with you privately or whatever. I'm quite happy to do so. But everything we do must do it with that right intention. Try and come from your heart space rather than your head. There's lots of other tricks here as well. But obviously, we've got Lorraine, who's a Reiki master. So I'm assuming she'll have kind of like different tips from myself here. So that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lorraine?
absolutely. Yes. Well, Kim, what I do when I want to clear my energy or want to lift my energy is basically is exactly as what Jordon said, is all about intention. But what I always do is I always like to listen to happy music, happy music. And that changes, well, to me, the whole environment. It lifts your energy, it makes you feel better. You can do all your rituals, as Jordon said, and yes, they definitely work. But also, if you think of the happy things in your life, whether it's an animal, whether it's a pet, something funny they've done, or whether it's a child or anything, something very, very happy. And as long as you go the happy side of it, whether it's the music or the thought, you're lifting your energy and you're clearing that negative, if there is any negative, as you said, there was, from your space.
Yeah, I would agree with what I've said and what Lorraine said. I mean, obviously, I didn't add in the music part, but obviously, I do normally have music constantly on in the background, whether it's kind of like some sort of meditation or sort of, more kind of specific kind of like peace frequency, and internal kind of like child frequency, because that's all very important as well. It is important, actually. I would just go a little bit further, because this is something that I've started to learn recently, actually. It was not only have the intent, but also reinforce it, like Lorraine says. Go to that happy place, reinforce it with a good memory, reinforce it with your favorite song, whether that's pop music or meditation or your go-to, whatever it is, and then reinforce that again with like an external confirmation of verbalization that, what do you want from that cleansing, clearing of the energy? Is it, you want to release anything that's holding you back, let's say, and you want to embrace a more powerful vibration to kind of lift you in high spirits? I would just layer that up. That's what I've started to do, and I've actually found that actually brings in a much more powerful, higher vibration. That's only from my point of view personally. I don't know whether Lorraine can add to that or not, but it's good to know, Kim, that you are on the right track. Definitely. Do
Definitely,
what
definitely.
sings from your own soul. You won't go far wrong.
Absolutely. Just one thing, last thing as well, Kim. When it's, a lot of people are always dwell on the past, and especially when people come to me for Reiki or whatever, and that's when a lot of the negativity comes in, and you just think of the moment, and that's why we go back to the music and and just happy thoughts at the moment, and you'll find you'll be a different person, and you'll just find your whole energy will just be lifted, and you'll feel fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
Lovely. That's grand. That good advice from both of us there. Thank you very much, Lorraine, for that. I hope that works for you, Kim, and anybody else that's obviously wanting to kind of know, how to deal with that as well. Because we all have similar things going on, and it's good to know. Absolutely. And just ask away. So, okay, Sam B, how do you know if you have any blockages? Okay. So I'm assuming you're talking about energetic blockages. Personally, I would say to you on this, what I would do is I will assume here, and that's maybe wrong to do that, but I will assume that you know what you're doing meditation-wise, and you know how to do a body scan meditation, and you would know where there is something within your body energetically where there is something not quite right, i.e. a blockage or something that you're holding on to let go. That would be my first port of call. But then obviously understanding that and then being able to deal with that, I would say that you can deal with this through Reiki, which obviously we'll come to Lorraine in a minute. But you can also do it through your own meditations. Obviously, there are other means as well, so you can go and see other holistic healers, whether that's tuning forks or sound baths or anything like that. That'll help cleanse and clear blockages as well. But I would say if you're not too sure about this, go to a holistic practitioner that really, really sings to you and intuitively actually you're being pulled to, and they will be able to tell you. I mean, I've recently had a body scan from Lorraine when I was in Spain, and she dealt with that for me, so I know how she did that. So I'm going to hand Lorraine over to Lorraine to give you her expertise. Thank you.
It's interesting because you're asking the question, how do you know if you've got any blockages? And because we can't actually speak to you as such, it's an interesting question, because do you have any blockages? You know, this is the interesting part.
Yeah.
If you feel you do, but it depends if it's what Jordon said, but it depends if it's in the medium side or spiritual side. It depends what the blockages are about. To me, that's what it is. And as I say, if you find a good Reiki master, or as Jordon said, a good holistic, they will find whatever the blockage is. But the question, sorry, the answer is in the question, I think. How do you know you've got any blockages? I think that's something you have to ask yourself first, and then it will get dealt with. What do you think to that, Jordon?
I actually agree with that, because I agree with the way that the question's been worded, because how do you know? Well, you know by your own intuition, ideally. That's what the question is actually asking, isn't it? So what I would say to you is, if you don't know that you have a blockage, then that's where you would go to the relevant practitioner, because you've obviously got a blockage on your intuition, or your intuition isn't as developed as you would like it to be, in order to be able to scan your body and then go, oh, that's where the blockage is. But then it's still important, even to not go ahead and do these things on your own, to then go to, you know, a holistic practitioner such as a Reiki master or whatever, in all different forms of holistic healing, that can then help you, advise you to remove these blockages, but then also give you the understanding of what they're doing and how they're actually doing it, because then this feeds into your spiritual path, whether you go that route or not. It may open up a door for you for opportunity to actually say, well, actually, oh, I really, really like that Reiki master, let's say, for example, and actually, I want to actually experience Reiki. I want to become a level 1. And then even if you progress further than that or whatever, you know, everything in life is an opportunity, and it's important to remember that, you know, everything is there to test us. We either open the door or we close the door and move on to the next opportunity. That's what I would say to that.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
I do meditate, but never paid attention to blockages. Well, I mean, the thing is here, I mean, the word blockages is important as well, okay? Just before we move on to the next question, because a blockage is it's saying that on your mental, within your mental space of your aura, vibrationally, there is something within that on that vibration of energy, you have got something attached to that energy to say that it's a block. So unintentionally or intentionally, whatever it is, we're blocking it and we're not realizing it. Okay, that's what I would say first and foremost. As we go through life, we take on board so many things, and things steep in through the aura to all the different depths. Once they really go into the mental part of your aura, they start to manifest in the physical and the emotional body. And that's when we start getting the aches and the pains, which is why we ended up going and seeing a Reiki practitioner, for example. And I am only giving that example because Lorraine is here with us. But it could, you know, a blockage is a very negative word, right? I would just say to you, change that word up. And I think words are really powerful sometimes when we don't even realize that they are. I would just say, oh, I've got something that I'm not quite sure of within my aura. I don't like that. I don't get a nice feeling with that. I need to go and get it seen to. And it's just a matter of going and seeing the relevant practitioner, Reiki practitioner or whatever. They come in, they do what they need to do, cleanse and clear you, and then set you off with lots of love, light, and that cleansing that they've done to clear you. And I know that because I've experienced that by Lorraine's own hands in Spain a few weeks back. So yeah,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, agree with
and
all
I'm
that.
happy to
What you
share
said,
that
Jordan.
because it's good to share things, even although sometimes they are problematic for us or we don't really want to share, but we need to share because even if we're only helping one person, yeah, we're helping one person.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's really
yeah,
important.
absolutely.
That's a really, really good question, Sam. So thank you for asking it.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Yeah. So do we have any more questions then, Richard, please? Let's see where we're going to go this evening. Okay. So Laura, do you want to answer this one first, actually,
As
Lorraine?
I connect with spirit when sleeping, how do I do that while I'm awake? First of all, Laura, how do you know you're only connecting to spirit when you're sleeping? Are they definitely coming in your dreams, or are you just dreaming? It depends on the validation you're getting, because most of the time when it comes to mediumship, should be evidential. So it's very hard to know whether you are actually connected to spirit while you're sleeping. If you want to actually do it while you're awake, again, starting from the very, very beginning, you have to practice, get yourself a very, very good mentor, and you just have to learn. And it's just like anything. You use that muscle. Once that muscle gets used and gets more and more intense, you will start speaking to spirit. And it's one of the most amazing things. But I've got a feeling at the moment, you might think you're only connecting to spirit while you're sleeping because it's not validated. But I would, if I was you, get yourself a good mentor, as Jordon is a very, very good mentor. Get a good mentor, and if this is a path you want to go on, which I highly recommend you do, that's what I would say. That's the best way of going. What do you reckon, Jordon, for that one?
I actually agree with that, and it's interesting because you break down the questions like I do.
Mm-hmm.
The word "I can only connect" with
Mm-hmm.
spirit when sleeping. I would say to you, okay, I'm going to give you the fact that it's a given that you are connecting with spirit when you are sleeping because you are in a state where you are more susceptible to allow spirit to come through. Okay, so I'm going to take that as a given. However, how do you know? How do I do that while I'm awake? Well, how you do it is learning to meditate. Yeah, first and foremost, understanding your own energetic field within your aura. Yeah, understanding your own presence energetically. And then, as I've said in other shows, and you can go back and watch these, Laura, is understanding the difference between one of your guides stepping in energetically, and that's a subtle shift, and understanding whether they come in dead center, left or right, whether it's kind of like, a pins and needles sensation, it could be hot or cold. It's understanding the subtleties of that, but then understanding once you've got that, understanding when you've actually got a communicator coming in. So I would say to you, you probably need to go on some sort of development class, open circle, possibility, just to kind of like get a little bit familiar. You don't have to work on an open circle. You can go in and become a sitter. And I'm sure that you would get plenty of messages, or at least a few, and you would be guided by spirit. And obviously, your loved ones on the other side saying, well, actually, you should start here or whatever. And you've also got the duality of you'll get a lovely message from spirit of your nearest and dearest that are on the other side. But it's important to understand the difference of. I'm sure I'm getting the sense actually because I'm looking at your picture and I don't want to connect with you just yet, but I might end up giving you a message shortly. Okay. But I am getting the sense that you get as if somebody comes in on your right hand side. Okay. I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. Okay. And it's almost like you know that somebody's there, you're turning your head every now and again, but you're not quite recognizing that it is actually somebody on the other side coming in. Okay. Without giving you a message, that's what I'm just going to leave you with. Understand that when you're turning and there's nobody there, there's a reason why that's happening, because they're trying to get your attention to do something. But development, 100%. Learn to meditate. Start with the guided stuff, I would say. And hopefully with the guided stuff, especially learning to kind of like connect with your guides and understand who they are, and then allowing spirit to come in as the communicators, and then kind of going on to open circles when you're, want to work. But you can go on as a sitter as well. And they're good places, to be honest. Okay. So hopefully
Can I suggest, sorry.
Yeah. Go on. No, go
I
on,
just
Lorraine.
wanted to suggest one thing to Laura. Laura, and it's something which I failed to mention at the beginning. What I did, how I started connecting to spirit, was through the pendulum. It's because of Reiki, I got the pendulum. Now, that's a wonderful way of starting. And I know the spirit world did this to me deliberately, because they knew I would have been frightened otherwise. So if you get yourself a pendulum, you start with a yes and no's. You'll be amazed, you'll be shocked. It's fascinating. And then for some reason, well, I was guided to go get a letterboard, not an Ouija board. It's a letterboard for pendulum. It's in a circle, and it started moving, and that's how I started connecting to spirit. So it's a wonderful way to start you off. There's just no doubt it's wonderful. But as Jordon says, and as what I said at the beginning as well, get yourself a mentor or a teacher, or the sit in the circles and learn, because it's actually very easy when you know how, Jordon, isn't it? When you know how.
It is actually, yeah. And even if you just sit in an open circle, just within the conversation between the people in an open circle, you learn so much. You can pose a question. You've got 20, 30 odd people in a circle, whatever. Everybody's got their own opinion. Oh, I started this way, that blah, blah, blah. And it gives you all that, knowledge to then sit yourself, Laura, and go, actually, a letterboard like Lorraine, that's the way she started. That's not how I started. I started because at 3.5 years old, I remember seeing my grandpa when he passed away. So I've had this for a long time. I've only chosen to come back to it in the last 2.5 years, after going away and traveling the world as I did previously. So having to come back and relearn, I know exactly how that feels. But don't push yourself too hard. Just allow it to happen. I am getting the sense that you need to either be gifted a set of cards, Oracle or Tarot. I'm being told we need cards. I'm being told personally, as I'm looking at you, you need a deck of cards. That's how you're going to connect at that level. So there are superstitions that you shouldn't buy your own. Don't believe in superstition. It's there to frighten you. If you want to buy your own, but be guided by the ones that are literally jumping out at the page at you, okay? Yes, they are. And I've recently purchased them myself, and I can actually say that they are a great deck, the sptv Oracle deck. I've recently purchased them myself, and they are a great Oracle stroke tarot deck, I would say, because they kind of sit in the realm of both. I would say they are a great deck. And I actually sent Richard a message privately and just said, wow, as soon as I opened them, literally, I just cleansed them as you do. Yeah. Few cards just to see how they were connecting with me. And I was just like, oh my God, they were like so spot on. I was absolutely blown away. So yeah, get yourself a deck of cards and start easy. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, good goosebumps on the right side of the body. Looking forward to, right. Okay, so that's fine. That's grand. So I was picking that up rightly. And I do know that that's a lady stepping forward, okay? Without giving you a message, I do know that's a lady that's coming in around you, Laura, okay? So I am going to love you and leave you with that. Hopefully that helps. Get a deck of cards or whatever resonates with you, but I am being told cards, okay? And all the best for your development. All your best for your development. Okay. Just reach out if you ever need to as well. SPTV, massive community. And obviously there's other online stuff on Facebook and stuff like that as well. So yeah, just ask away. Okay. You've always got here if you need to ask again. Okay, so have we got any more questions then, Richard, please? Dreaming of stuff, then it happens. Why is this? Right, okay, so hi Jade, first of all. Lovely picture. Right, okay, so there are different schools of thought in relation to dreaming, okay? So some people believe that dreaming is what's the word I want here? And I cannot think of it. It's a way of telling us. Sorry, go on, Lorraine.
Psychic. I think is that you're saying to think.
Yeah,
Dreaming
psychic, or
psychic.
it's almost like they're kind of like giving us messages within our dreams to kind of pinpoint us in our daily lives, which is the importance of obviously, first of all, journaling your dreams, because there's clues within the dreams of your divinity and what divine spirit wants the best for you on your path. Now, this does depend on what you believe, and we all have personal beliefs, okay? But I would say, given the way you've worded that question, again, the dreaming of stuff and then it happens, is that they're now saying, right, okay, you're dreaming. Are you journaling? That's a question, by the way. If you're not, you need to start, okay? Because there's a reason why you're dreaming, remembering it, and then it's happening. But if you're not journaling it and then understanding, right, I was given it then, what's the time elapsed? Yeah. And then seeing the synchronicities and the fuller big picture of this, you're not understanding the message of what spirit are bringing in for you, okay? Some people would say to you it's deja vu when they're bringing stuff in as well, kind of trying to get you to go back into kind of like past lives or whatever. And there's clues, kind of like a breadcrumb trail going forward to say, oh, you're on the right path, or you're not on the right path, and you need to re-alter yourself or whatever. This is so subjective because I don't know what you're dreaming of, but obviously we don't have the time to be super analytic of it. But I just say to you, definitely journal and write down as much detail as you possibly can, and then make notes of when you dreamt it, when you wrote it, and when it happened. How long is that period? Okay. There's information within that, and then sit with your team and say, if you don't fully understand, sit with your team and say, right, okay, got the message. This is it happened. Let's just say it's a month for talk's sake. Okay. Okay, I've got that, I've got this, but I don't understand that little bit. Just ask them. Ask them to come in, support you, give you the information. Might need to wait a couple of days or whatever. Sometimes they give you it straight away. It depends on obviously, what it is. But they'll give you the information, and then all of a sudden the last jigsaw piece literally fits together, and then the bigger picture's exposed, and it's normally something for your highest good coming in for you. That's my opinion on that, to be honest. Lorraine?
A lot to add to that, because it's something that's never happened to me personally. But I agree with totally 100% what you said is the journaling. And first of all, Jade, how often does it happen? Because sometimes, I mean, how often do we dream? We wake up the next morning, you remember it for literally 20 seconds, and within half an hour, you've completely forgotten that dream. So once again, how often does it happen? And if it happens really frequently, then you're obviously going psychic, which means obviously your team, as Jordon was talking, are trying to tell you something. It's time for you to do some development. Do you agree with that, Jordon? If it's happening, it doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen very, very often to people. So everything happens for a reason. So it depends. It's never happened to me, so it's not something.
Yeah, I mean, interesting. Dreams are a funny one, because I will say this. At times, I remember my dreams. And when I do journal. I never used to, but I do now. They haven't fully kind of, come into the material world, let's say. But I've wrote them down. Little bits of them have, but not the full picture has, so to speak. So you're very lucky that you're actually getting all of that, I would say, Jade.
And she's saying recurring as well, and then it happens.
Yeah.
So how often, Jade? How often does this happen? That's the question.
You need to be asking the why questions when something like this is happening. keep constantly asking yourself, Jade, well, why is this happening? What is the importance of the time elapsed? What is that clue? Why is that coming in when it's coming in? You know, and get to the root cause. The more you ask it and really home in on it, you'll get to the actual root cause of what spirit are wanting to actually kind of like share with you, or kind of, you know, open your eyes to, some people might say. But I would just say to you, I don't know whether you're resisting or not, but I am picking up an energy. So I don't know whether somebody wants to come in around you at the minute, but I'm not going to go there because obviously I'm giving you some guidance and not reading. Okay. But I am getting like a little bit of resistance in relation to kind of movement in a pathway. So I think that's connected to your dreams, because that's coming in energetically around me at the minute to say, I feel like you're paying attention, but you're not fully paying attention without, you know, saying that you're not paying attention. You look deeper at the clues, I want to say, okay? And hopefully you'll start seeing a little bit more of a pattern of what's actually happening and occurring around you. And hopefully that helps you regularly. So, yeah, I mean, I would look at more than your dreams. I want to say to you, you need to start looking external to your dreams. There's been clues and signs being given to you over and above your dreams, but you're so focused on your dreams and the information in your dreams. Start looking at, like, when you see an angel number, I want to say, okay, because I'm getting numbers here, but there's also other things happening. Put them all together, okay? The bigger picture's being unveiled, but you need to put all of it together. Hopefully that helps you, Jade. Do you want to say anything else, Lorraine?
I think you said it all, Jordan. And most of the last thing is, are they good or bad? If they're good, great. You know, are they mainly, well, there's not such a word as bad, but are they good? Are they good? Is it good what's happening? The goodness is coming for it, or is it things that aren't so good? That's the most important thing, because if it's warnings, there's a reason for it. If it's good, they're telling you to carry on with this path. That's my opinion on that, Jordan. I'm not sure if that's what you think with
No,
that too.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And it's a good point. I mean, terminology, you're right. Good, bad. Well, I mean, these are words that are powerful, but
yeah,
you know,
I don't like the words, but you know what I mean.
it's so divisive, isn't it? Good, bad, and different. What I would say to you is just feel, do you feel like what you're being given is a good thing? Do you feel that it's more of a warning? Okay. If it's more of a warning, go with that energetically. So what they're trying to tell you is to beware of something in your path that's coming up, to kind of like then correct you to move away from it, or as a pre-warning that something's about to happen, and they want you to move in a different, you sense your aunt. So I would say to you that definitely this is the lady that kind of, you know, I've sensed around me, to be honest. And she was kind of saying she's not getting the whole picture. She's not getting the whole picture. Okay, plane crashed and it happened. I'm sorry to hear that, my darling. But yeah, there's the pay attention to everything that's happening around you, I want to say, okay? I can't go into a reading with you, but I want to say to you, it's more than just your dreams, okay?
Yes,
And
I
that's
agree.
not me, that's the lady telling me it's more than your dreams. You need to pay attention to everything that's happening around you, okay? I am going to have to leave it there, sadly, okay? But if I unpill to you later, quite happy to give you that live reading, but I can never guarantee that, okay? So hopefully that helps, Jade.
Thanks, Jade.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great question. Quite
good question. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Next question then, please, Richards. If we have one. Shawana Forrester. This is the lady that I missed her name earlier. Okay.
I wonder if I'm going to throw a spiritual. What's a spiritual attack? What's that, Jordan?
Shawana, can you just expand on what you mean by I'm going through a spiritual attack?
If I'm going through,
do you mean that
sorry,
you're being,
spelling.
Do you mean that you feel like people are spiritually attacking you, as in psychic, what people would call a psychic attack? Or are you referring to something totally different?
Interesting.
I'm going through.
Oh, there's not
Uh,
such a thing as a spiritual attack. There is not such a
and
thing.
that
So
sounds to
it's,
me that she's getting some bad wuju, or whatever you want to say, as people call it. It sounds
yeah,
like she's picking up some
bad
negative energy
energy,
that's being
negative
directed
energy.
towards her.
Yeah, but
Can
that's
you
only
just,
coming from the people. That's not coming from spirit. That's just
yeah,
coming from the people, negative people.
yeah,
So you just have to, again, through the intention again. If you can feel it off people, we all can. Doesn't matter if you do this work or not. You can always feel if they're good or they're bad or whatever, you know. But and if you do, well, my personal opinion, I just stay away now. That's what I do, you know. And you bring in the lights, and you just know that you're surrounded by this beautiful light, and they can't come near you. Do you agree, Jordan, with that?
I would actually agree with that. But if we are talking about people kind of, sending you bad vibes and kind of, psychic what I would call a psychic attack, okay, I would say to you, um, never lower your vibration first and foremost. Okay, so please do not accept what they're sending you. Please do not resend it back to them. Right. Okay. So just ask your team to basically transmute it. Okay. All that negative energy, transmute it, send it back to Mother Earth to be transmuted. And as Lorraine has rightly said, you are a divine being of light, as we all are. Put that cloak of protection and a circle of light around you. I don't know what your protection rituals are. We all have something different, whether you call in Archangel Michael and his cloak and you zip it up head to toe, kind of thing, and obviously covering your third eye, that's fine. You can also, do other things as well. People put themselves in bubbles of light. Do what you feel is right there, okay? But if you feel like that's not working, then I would say to you, you know, then look at something a little bit more powerful, okay? Um, and with that in mind, I would then turn in and say to you, don't just set the intention yourself. Reinforce that by asking all of your spirit team to come forward, all of your ancestors to come forward, because we're all divinely connected in that way. That's what I tend to do. And when I need that boost or that kind of the intention, I ask everybody to step forward on my behalf to put a massive circle round me of them, and that circle of light that comes down through your crown chakra all the way out to where they are, so that they are within the circle of light and they act as a barrier to any negativity that comes towards me. That's what I would say. But there are plenty of different ways of doing it. There's lots of crystals that you can kind of put on yourself and wear and charge up and do things like that. But one of the quickest ways that I do it, obviously in my own home, I'm very protected, etc. But as soon as I go across the door in the morning with my dogs, it's a quick intention of, okay, I literally bring my auric field right into where my shoulders are, so that it's not fully expanded. It's right in towards myself. It's as closed in as possible, so that I'm not picking up on loads of stuff that's kind of happening around me when I'm walking the streets and going to the park and walking my dogs. But I do that when I'm in supermarkets as well. And I would say to you to just close your kind of your own energy fields in a little bit and heighten the intention of protection there. Okay. Hopefully that is what you meant, because I am assuming that. Um, and hopefully that helps you, Shawana. Would you agree with that, Lorraine?
Yeah, I totally 100% with that, Jordan, with throwing the cloak of protection whatever way you want to do it. But one thing you're going to have to understand, Shwana, is you will never have a spiritual attack. It's the humans. And unfortunately, if their energy is really, really, really low, when they're getting within your aura, your auratic field, it's obviously it's going to sit there. It's going to sit there. So as Jordan said, you put that protection around you, and as long as it's there, they can't get past that barrier. So don't ever think of spirit, because spirit will never do this to you. It's the humans human side of it, okay? Because there's good and bad in everyone, isn't there, really? But, you know, and as I said before, if it's to do with friends or people or places, that's the one. You just know yourself, you have to stay away. And it works, and it works. Keep your vibration high. Your vibration's high, nothing can touch you. Do you agree with that, Jordon? Nothing can touch you.
I would definitely agree with that. What I would say to you, Shawana, is every single one of us go through something like this as part of our path, and at times, you know, you will get somebody who's a little bit jealous, a little bit envious, or whatever. Okay, we need to heighten our protection because we don't put it round us all the time because we don't feel we need to. So just make sure that you're actually setting the intention every day that you're doing that. Okay. Especially when you're kind of like, you know, whether it's online or in person, you're around these people. If you do know these people, just make sure that you are fully protected. You know, don't send it back. Just ask for it to be transmuted, and just send that person love and light, and just make sure that you shine as bright as you possibly can. Because at the end of the day, that's why you're getting this, because it's a test in itself. You're shining your light so bright that it's actually other people are envious of you. They can't cope with that. And then they go, oh, I'll send you some of my garbage, okay? And see how you deal with that. But then if you do that in the highest way possible because of the vibration that you're emitting, i.e. a divine being, yeah, transmute that, keep yourself on a positive vibration. You're not sending it back, so you're not, you know, rebuilding karmic ties and all this sort of stuff, and energetic kind of invisible kind of ties and what have you there. Just be your divine self with as much golden light as possible, because I get the sense you're a very, very spiritual lady. That's what I'm picking up from your photograph.
Bye, Jordon. Okay? Very much so.
But I am going to leave you with that. All the best. Just keep going positive.
Thanks,
okay? Thank you very much, Shawana. Okay. We got another one. Okay, Tina Ann Simpson. I know my guides are sending messages, but I'm not getting what it is. What it is, what can I do? Okay, so I'm assuming from that you're not fully understanding what you're receiving, as in your guides giving you messages. Okay, so I would say to you first and foremost is that I would go back personally to re-strengthen your communication with your team, so your guides, your family, friends, ancestors. Re-strengthen that and ask them to clarify how they are giving you the information that's coming forward. Okay. Even I struggle with this sometimes, even as a medium. And I'm sure Lorraine does. Sometimes we do get it wrong.
100%.
Sometimes we misinterpret what it means. Okay. When it's for us, it's very different because that's a personal thing. But when we're using it to give us a message, our perception sometimes gets in the way. So we need to double check on that. So, okay, so only vibrations. Okay, so ask them with regards to the vibrations, okay, and the energy that's around you and the sensing and feeling of that, Tina, okay? I would say to you, really sit and sense and feel. Clear your mind, clear your energetic being, okay? Become as present as you possibly can, just for a minute or two, and then you're literally sensing and feeling the vibration of that, becoming more clear sentient, and you're actually pulling the energy of what the message is within the energies that are building up around you, i.e. whether it's a guide that's coming forward or whether it's a communicator, friend, family, etc. This is how we do it in mediumship, okay? We just know because we're in that energy and there's that exchange of energy. And when you know how to work like that, but that all comes from kind of like deep down in your solar plexus. So it sounds like you really, really need to go back and actually open up a lot of your chakras, because there's maybe I don't want to say blockage because that's not a nice word. Okay, I would just say do some proper chakra cleansing, whether you do it via meditation or you go to a Reiki practitioner to have that done or whatever, that's where I would start. Okay, so you're not clairaudient. That's fine, my darling. Lots of us aren't. It's only as we ascend we become more and more attuned to our gifts, okay? So I would say to you that we need to be working on the clairsentient, which is the sensing and feeling of the vibrations, because that's how they're wanting to work with you at the minute, okay? What's your take on this then, Lorraine?
Yeah, first of all, Tina, I love your photo. You're just look such a happy, smiley person. I just love that. It's just great. Yeah, totally agree. But first of all, you're talking about you asked if it was your spirit guides. How do you know it's your spirit guides? This is an interesting question. What I would do is, because it could be family members, it could be an ancestor, it could be anyone, and they're trying to get through to you somehow. What I would do is and I do this, it's like a game and they love it. And you just ask for the evidence and you just say, show me something that is going to happen or what something I'm going to see. And you will see something in your awareness. And you think you've put that there, but they haven't. They have, whether it's a golden eagle or something, within 2 days, guaranteed, you're going to see that, whether it's in a book, whether it's been mentioned or whatever. And that'll be you then starting to actually bring themselves in to say, yes, it is us. But first of all, ask your guides, and then you'll know it's your guides asking for these signs. It's great fun doing it. They love it, absolutely love it. And then it's weaning you in again. And see the weaning in, and then back to starting at the very beginning. Get yourself a good mentor, sit in the circles, just start, and you'll grow and you'll grow. And it's wonderful, Tina, that you are seeing or feeling. You have got a gift, yes, it's wonderful. We've all got the gift. It's great that you actually know that you've got this, but now it's time to expand on it and to learn how to use it. And once you do, it's absolutely wonderful. So again, get yourself a really good mentor and you'll find it's fabulous. Thank you. Thanks, Tina. That's a great question, and I love that.
It is a great question, actually, because I think a lot of people struggle with that. And I would just want to
that.
say,
Yeah, I love that question. Yeah.
With regards to what Lorraine was saying, is we almost, literally go to default. Oh, it's our guides, but actually, do you know it's your guide? Do you know it's a family member that's coming in because they don't need the guide? They just want you to be aware of them, that they're around you. So it's knowing the difference between that. So that's where a lot of people just rush in, don't understand the difference between those, which is at foundation level of energy work. Okay, and you get birds and numbers. That's fantastic. So you're getting lots of synchronicities. Put them together. Like I said,
exactly.
with the lady, can't remember the lady's name, with the dreams, start writing them down on a daily basis. What bird is it? What's the symbology behind that? What's the number? What's the meaning of the number? Put them together, okay? Start building the message. There are information coming forward, but they're not going to just go, oh, here you go. It doesn't work like that. You have to be patient. Breadcrumbs. Put the pieces of the jigsaw, the breadcrumbs together to make the sandwich or to make the puzzle fit, to the last piece of the puzzle fit. And then it's like, oh, wow, this is what they were talking about, So.
Just, I know we're going on to break, Jordan, but it's really interesting back to this question again, is when you do first start up. And when I think back to when I first started, which was only 2.5 years ago, when you think about it, there's so much there. And, people think, oh, we could just do it. I've got a gift, we do it. No, you need to be taught. I don't care what anybody says. You do get the natural mediums that from all these many years ago. But even then, you can see a difference between ones that have been mentored and ones that have never been. Do you agree with that, Jordan?
I'd agree with that, actually. Yeah, it's a really good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that she's actually, I can't remember her name because she's gone now, but and I do feel that if she's mentored and does the circles, it's amazing what you get out of it, and she will become a fabulous medium if she wants to be.
Yeah, 100%. Tina, yeah, that was her name. All the best with your development, as we wish everybody the best with their development. And the thing is, it doesn't have to cost a fortune, guys. A lot of people will do it for free in open circles. Lots of people like myself, Lorraine, whatever, you know, if you're in a circle with us, we're quite happy to share our knowledge and help people as much as we possibly can, because we've all gone through our own personal experience. It's about sharing them to help other people move forward with their experiences, okay? So lots of love from us both there, Tina. Hopefully that helps you and everybody else. So, okay. Siobhan O'Rourke. Okay, when meditating, I get the same image in my mind of a guide, but how can I know if I am connecting, or is it just an illusion in my mind or habit? Okay, so what I would say to you there is, while meditating, if you're just sitting doing the same thing while meditating consistently, and you don't know whether you're connecting or not, and then you're doubting whether it's an illusion or even it's habitual, that's an issue as far as I'm concerned. Because the way I teach people to connect is very much how I was taught, and it's about knowing your own auric space, knowing your own energy, what you emit, your own frequency, and then understanding when your guide steps forward and steps forward and forward until they're literally right behind you on your left, your right, or dead center. You would understand that energetic presence. If you're seeing them as well and you're getting the same image, so you're obviously clairvoyant, I would just say to them, you know, in that meditation, you know, rather than just sit there in default, I'm going to say, and go, oh, I can see you. You're, let's just say, you know, the person's presenting themselves in an 18th century kind of dress, okay, or whatever. Ask them, okay, so if you're my guide, have that conversation with them. Why are we just sitting with the image of that person? You need to reinforce the energetic connection that you have between you, your ancestors, and your guides. So that's applicable to all of that there. I'm just making sure that you understand that obviously there is a difference between them, but if it's on a guide level and you know it's a guide, just ask them, right, okay, well, you're showing yourself to me as an 18th century gentleman or lady. Is there anything in relation to why you're showing me dressed like that? Was that the time period that you lived on Earth? What is the connect? Find out about your guide. Get that information. Don't sit with default. A lot of people do this, and I don't understand why. Because the whole point is
They don't
build that.
know. They don't know any different. They don't know. That's the thing. They need to be
But
taught
this
that.
is it, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
bad mentoring or tutoring, or they've picked up bad habits, or it's laziness or whatever. Okay, so we'll move on from that. When you're in meditation, do that connection. Trust that the person there is your guide. If it's not, they will make sure that you are told that they are not your guide. They may be an ancestor, okay? But then find out why. Ask those questions and receive that information of that energetic exchange when both of you are in that presence, okay, of connecting at the higher vibration. And then the flow of information energetically is just so tremendous that literally you instantly get the answers. So that's what I want to say to you, Siobhan. Okay, but do not doubt that it's an illusion. I'm getting that it is a guide, but you need to be connecting the way that I'm saying, because that they're wanting a deeper connection, but you're not kind of motivating and driving your development forward in this area. Okay.
And also just ending up with that, and also as I said to, was it Tina, the last lady
Yeah.
as well, ask again for a sign. Again, when you're in this meditation, just say, show me something. And again, they might show you, I'll make another one, a white pigeon. Okay, and guaranteed, if it is your guide or whoever it is that's wanting to speak to, within a couple of days, you will see that, hear it, feel it, or something will happen and it will blow you away. That's it. They want you to know that they're trying to get your attention. That's the whole point. And it's believing. It's really hard at the beginning because it's believing, isn't it, Jordon? It's like, is this real? Is this real? And it's getting that. So ask for the sign, ask for something, and you'll get it. And that's when you can move forward. And again, just do what Jordon said after that. Definitely.
Yeah, 100. The image is very strong.
Yeah,
No sign of movement. So that's what we're saying to you, Siobhan. So if they're 5 feet in front of you, let's say, just as a guide, okay, they're 5 feet in front of you, you see them at a distance, ask them to walk closer to you. envision yourself in a slightly different meditative scenario and scene. Envision a park bench. Ask them to sit down next to you. Yeah. Change the image. When you're in that energy and that higher vibration, you're in as much control as what they are, if not a little bit more, in my own opinion, to change what you're seeing and then allow them to come forward where you're more comfortable, yeah, to engage with them and build up that connection of your team. So hopefully that is going to help you massively. Okay, I know it's helped a lot of people previously that I've worked with and had the pleasure of making acquaintances with, etc. Because we always exchange information. That's what it's about.
Can I just?
Okay, so Siobhan, best of luck with your development. Do let us know if that improves over the next couple of weeks, okay? When I'm back on in 2 weeks' time. But we are going to go to a small commercial break, guys. See you after these commercials on the other side of this. 2 minutes. Thank you.
Help Spiritual Psychics TV grow our TikTok channel. Connect with us at sptv UK. We're on a journey to reach our next milestone, and we need your help. Follow us today and support us going live. Imagine getting personalised readings, discovering your card of the day, and so much more. Don't miss out on the opportunity to explore new adventures with us. Follow, engage, and transform. Join our growing community at Spiritual Psychics TV with @SPTV UK on TikTok.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Join us tonight at 8 p.m. UK time as we welcome Paul Bannister for a captivating live interview and talk show, Spiritual Talk. Tune in for insightful discussions with special guests and live readings that promise to inspire and enlighten.
Hi guys, good evening, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed that short brief advert break. Welcome back to the Phoenix Spiritual Coach. We're going to go into live readings in just a moment with myself and Lorraine. Okay, so if you'd do like a reading, please drop a comment and we'll be divinely connecting with you as and when we are pulled. But don't forget, we've got Paul Bannister at 8 o'clock this evening. And if you haven't already, if you aren't already in the know, I should say, SPTV will not be going live as of tomorrow for a short time. So keep your eyes posted on Facebook, YouTube, etc. We'll keep you updated as to when it will be going live after a short break. Okay, we do apologize for that interruption in time from all of us. Okay, so if you do like a reading, drop us a comment, like, love, share, and we'll see who we are connecting to this evening. Okay, good evening, Terry. Hope you're well. Nice to see you as always. Okay, Oh, I like that. Kish Philly. Okay, can I go to Kish actually? That cat has just drawn my attention. Now, I want to say, first of all, Kirsch here, I've got a gentleman and a lady stepping forward, but the reason what drew me is the cat, okay? So I want to say, definitely, I have got there's somebody who is not only just a cat lover, as in like the domestic cat, but they like big cats, okay? Very much aware. I've got a massive cat, literally kind of like, as they do, kind of doing this at my legs. Okay, I want to say it's a rather large kind of what you would call a man-eating cat. I'm not too sure whether I want to say lioness actually now that I've just been given that. So somebody's got a real love of big cats here, okay? But I feel that that's down here, okay? But with the lady that was stepping forward, I'm being told to mention something to do with a brooch, okay? I've just been repeatedly told this, okay? I want to say amethyst, so whether it's got some sort of amethyst stone in it or something like that, but I'm being told brooch amethyst. I do believe they go together, okay? The gentleman is a little bit reluctant to step forward, but the lady is stepping forward. I do think they were a couple, actually, okay, from what I'm energetically getting here, okay? So, and I want to say that I want to say if this isn't like granddad and grandmother, it's your mother and father, but it's that type of relationship. It's definitely mother and father on a similarity of on that generational level, okay? So both of them would be in spirit, okay? The gentleman, it's slightly quieter gentleman, very well spoken, I want to say, a man of few words. He was one of those people, you knew what he wanted to say by just a look, I'm being told, okay? So you would know that this gentleman was disapproving or whatever. He spoke with his eyes. And I feel like I'm speaking with my eyes now, to be honest, because he's so close to me. But it's a lovely energy. And he's just saying to me, and he's embraced here with me, he's just saying, whatever it is that is just not quite working out around you at the moment, ask this gentleman and this lady just to step forward. The lady will come in around your right-hand side. The gentleman will come in slightly more to the left, but they will come in together, okay? And I want to say both of them are wanting me to pass on for you to ask them to come in just to help you with something that's a little bit of a niggle, okay? Something that you're asking for guidance on, I'm being told. I'm not going to open that up, but I am being told just ask. It's in process and it's going to be dealt with, okay? Sooner rather than later, and I want to kind of say probably within the next couple of weeks, okay? I don't feel it's anything serious, but I feel like we're getting slightly frustrated with it, which is why both of them have stepped forward, okay? And I do want to say, apart from the brooch here, okay, would you understand? I hope I'm getting this correctly, right? Okay, so I do, excuse me if I have picked this up wrong in pronunciation, but I want to say something like a leaf or something like that, and I want to say, would there be connections to I think it's Punjabi I'm hearing, or it's an Indian dialect anyway. I think it's Punjabi because I know a very small little bits of it, but I'm not quite hearing what exactly it is. But would you understand when I'm saying a leaf or something similar to that if I'm not quite hearing it, okay? But I also want to say to you that you would understand, okay, the importance of Sanskrit. Now that's interesting because I don't often get things like that. So they've changed that up a little bit with me. I'm getting something to do with Sanskrit, and I want to say you've got something as in like a scroll, because I'm literally wanting to kind of pull it apart. There's something that's either in the Sanskrit or an old language, and it's on a scroll. I feel like it's like silver, or it's pewter, and it kind of pulls out. Okay, I want to say to you, if you know where that is, can we look at that? There is a message in there for you, and you need to sit with that while you ask both these people to step forward on your behalf. Okay, and you can take the Punjabi. Okay, lovely. Thank you very much. If you understand the word that I said, or if I misrepresented that, I do apologize. My clear audio is not great. It comes and goes slightly, but please take the love. But whatever it is that's slightly frustrating with you, okay, please just let it go and know that it's coming in within the next couple of weeks, okay? There's a massive amount of love here, but I also want to pull you forward here as well, I'm being told. I'm being told to take you to August. So there's something to do with the celebration before I go in August. So hopefully you can take that as well, okay? Please take the love and my love. And thank you very much for working with me. It's a beautiful picture. That's what drew me. So fantastic. Thank you very much, Kirsch. Okay. And you can take the Sanskrit. Okay. Hopefully you can take the scroll with Sanskrit or something like that. But there's a message within that. Okay, Kirsch. Lovely. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Thank you so much for the confirmation. It's always helpful. Thank you. So do we have our other viewers then, and see who we're pulled to? Good evening, Julie. Yeah, good evening, Lisa.
Standing here, but let's see who it's for. Let's see. I'll know in a second who it's for. No, don't feel it's for Lisa. She's been standing beside me. Oh, Kelly, I feel this is for you. I've got a fabulous lady who stepped forward here. She is definitely an older lady. But this lady had the most fantastic personality. That's what I have to say. She was just the most wonderful lady you wanted to be around. But she's telling me she was always cold, which is really interesting. You know, she was always cold. She's hugging her jacket. I do feel, Kelly, this was it's a bit generic, but I do actually feel this was your grandmother. Came to your mother, this was your grandmother. She absolutely adores you. But there was just something about the coldness, not of her personality, about how she always felt. So I wonder if you can take this, Kelly. She also wants to talk about somebody who used to go on a skateboard, because she's laughing at this. So I don't know if it was you or somebody. I don't feel it was you, but there was somebody on a skateboard as a memory. But again, this was something that she loved to see. She just loved to see the happiness. And it's interesting because I'm also getting the brooch with her, but this was a silver brooch, and it was an oval metallic silver brooch. I wonder if you can take this, Kelly. I know there's a slight delay here. And she's also telling me that there's you're having to move forward in something emotionally. Again, we're not going to come into this because it's not any for us to say, but she's telling me you are moving forward for this, and she's proud of you for this. The situation, because it's not been good for you, but you have actually, it's starting. No, sorry, she's telling me she's starting to move forward. But patience, her words, patience is a virtue. Okay, so I wonder if you can take any of this, Kelly, because she's also talking about there's something significant with a tooth, something to do with a tooth, either with herself or with you. And she's making my mouth very sore actually now. So I don't know how long this takes for to come up for the comments, just to make sure this is definitely for you. I'm also getting a cat in, and it's a ginger cat, who either belong to this lady or belong to you, but I'm also getting a small white dog too. Small white dog as well. Okay, you get that, that's super. She's just coming in, Kelly, with so much love, but she's with you, and she has been with you through this traumatic time she's telling me that you've had. I think I repeat myself there, but she is so proud of you. But she's telling you, you know, it's about to finish completely. You know, it's an end. She's saying it's the end of an era, and I hope you can, like, well, yes, I hope you can understand this, Fab. I just have to give you so much love for this lady. She's just fantastic, but she was a character as well. She's showing me her I don't know, Kelly, you're quite young, but look at your photograph. But there's a lady called Nora Batty, who was a very funny lady who her tights were always round her ankles, and she was well known for this. And she has shown me that image of Nora Batty, was what she was like with her personality. So I just want to leave all her love with you, Kelly, but just to let you know, she is so with you. Oh my goodness. Right, okay, can I just say one thing? She is coming. You will feel her on your back. She's giving me the feeling. You will feel her on your back. She's giving me the goosebumps all around the back of my head, all down my back. Right now, she's saying, right now, you're going to be feeling this, okay? And I'm going to leave all her love with you. But one thing she's just telling me I have to say to you, watch out for the friend. All I'm saying, watch out for the friend, okay? There's something going on with her friend, okay? With your, not her friend, your friend. Just touch your intuition with her, okay? And I'm going to leave all her love with you. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Lorraine. Great stuff. And Kelly, obviously, giving you the validation there as well. Fantastic. Okay, Richard. So anybody else? Let's see who we've got before we shut down for the evening. Good evening, Catherine Brummett. Okay, Bernadette Connolly. Okay. Louise Maru. Okay. Helen Mansell. Okay.
Can I take that one by any chance?
Yes, go for it, if that's who you're built to, Lorraine.
Helen, can you understand, I'm getting a small child in spirit, and I actually do believe that this child was telling me he was 2 years old when he passed, many years ago, as he showed me himself now as an adult, as he would be. But as a small boy who passed at 2 years old, I'm just curious to see, Helen, if you could take this. Adorable child, and it was through an illness. It wasn't an accident that he passed, because he's just coming through to say, you know, feel that he's been through for you, because he's actually telling me he has, but he just wants this other bit of validation. And he's with a beautiful lady who stepped forward as well, who's long grey hair. So I wonder if you can take this, Helen. The lady with the long grey hair is telling me she was your grandmother. She was grandmother, but it's interesting, the long hair, she's not tying it back, and she says, I've got him. So I hope you can take this, Helen, this little boy. I don't have a lot to say about him because he passed so young, but she does want to say to you, the lady wants to say to you that you are making a decision. There's a decision that's going on in your mind, and you just don't know which way to turn with this decision. And she's saying, you'll be strong, again, trust your intuition on it. She said, right, okay, she's not certain. Okay, if it's not for you, this little boy, I'll leave it with you though, Helen, this little boy, 2 years old, because if it's not for you, it's definitely for somebody who's definitely on here, but I was attracted to you. Can you understand, Helen, the message of the choice that you're having to make, and you have to be strong about it? Because if that is the case, then it still is for you. Okay, so if you can let me know that, because she's telling me that you can do anything. There's anything that you want. You're one of these people that you can put your hand to anything. I'm just wondering if it's. I know there's a time delay with this as well. So I'm not getting much more. I know I'm seeing the flowers. My grandma did not. It's not for you then, Helen. My apologies, but it is for somebody who is here. So if anybody else can take this little boy with the grandma with the long grey hair. But can you take the information, Helen, that I gave you to double check in case it wasn't your grandma? But I do feel. Can you take this? So, let me just.
What I would just say.
If not, as I say, it's just for somebody else here. Because this lady's also tell me that if it is for you as well, you have to always do things by the book. You cannot do anything unless you know it's exactly right. You're one of these ladies that is got to be 100%. Can you take this, Helen? If not, it doesn't matter. It will be for somebody else. If somebody else can take it. No, it's not for you. It's not for her. Sorry, Helen, but thank you so much for being here. Okay.
Perfectly fine. No problem, Helen. Thank you very much for your response.
Thank you.
However, if anybody is watching and can resonate with what Lorraine has given so far, please either watch it back, or if you can validate it for us now, that would be great, because obviously the connection while we're doing this, and Lorraine hasn't done this before, is very new. So apologies to Helen that it's obviously the wrong connection, but
Yeah, sorry
somebody
about that,
who
Helen.
is watching us this evening can take that little child who crossed over. I believe you said 2 years old, Lorraine, yeah?
2 years old. Yes, it's
Yeah,
2 years old.
okay.
But many, many
So
years
either
ago.
if you can validate it live or on program for us, or if you wish, connect with me, myself or Lorraine via Facebook. We'd be happy to confirm and maybe go into a little bit more detail for you there. Okay,
Sure.
thank you very much. Right.
Thank
We
you,
have some
Helen.
further people who wish a reading before we close down for the evening. Let's see who else is lucky enough to get a reading online tonight. Okay. Good evening, Terry. Louise Marie. Right, there's something to do with LaRue. Is it Louise Marie? I've just seen Lisa Paris, but then I think, yeah, Louise Marie. There's something here for you because I thought I was getting pulled to you before. Okay, so okay. Let me just get this proper because the person's a little bit reluctant to step forward properly. Okay, right. So I've got a man that's definitely wanting to step forward, okay? I do feel that this is more of a father figure, so I don't know whether this is dad at the moment or grandfather, okay? But would you understand me saying that times have been difficult recently and there is a period of transformation that is happening now? You would understand if I said to you that there has been, I want to say, a period of seclusion, and it's almost like you are the caterpillar bursting out of its cocoon, about to take flight. So I want to say that there's a period of transformation happening around you now. Okay, this is just the beginning of something that is divinely laid out for you. The gentleman is coming forward. Okay, and I don't know whether you would understand the name. I don't know whether this is Angus or Agnes. Right, I want to say Angus now that I've just double checked it. So would you understand Angus? That's a proper good Scotch name, that, you know. So I'm getting that name. If I have misheard it, it would be Agnes. But would you understand that name around you? I don't know whether this is the person in spirit or not, but I do feel that that's down here, okay? So if you can place it, that'd be great. But going to this period of transformation, I want to say to you, would you understand that the period that they've just come through has been a very problematic and troublesome period. Okay, your brother has passed. Okay. Right. Okay, so you're getting married as well. Okay, so don't try and not give me too much information. Just give me a yes or a no. But lovely. Okay, so there is a period of transformation, right? Okay, so so that'll probably be to do with the marriage. I want to say that to do with the darker times, just know that okay, you're gone through the worst of it, okay? But I want to say, can we just lighten the energy around you, okay? You're no longer the caterpillar that's kind of like, you know, just crimpling along I'm being shown a branch, by the way, and the caterpillar is just like crimpling along like this. You've now immersed into your full divine being. We've got wings and we are able to take flight and control the situation around us. I want to say that's an interesting word, actually. So I want to say there's something that you felt that you have not had control around recently, and now we are getting control back. Okay, this gentleman is basically saying, you go for it, put the pieces of whatever they're giving you. There is a clue within dreams, because I'm seeing that in like a big cloud speech bubble thing. So that's my kind of visual for dreams. So a bit similar to what we said on the program earlier on, there are pieces of information all around you that are coming together to kind of put you on the right path, I want to say, okay? And I want to say specifically, the gentleman's making reference to, I want to say, there's something to do with a spear. I don't know why I'm getting that, but would you understand why I'm getting a spear? So there's either, I feel like that's to do with hunting. Would you understand that, please, Louise? Okay, I'm going to carry on with that. I don't know why I've just got that. That's interesting. But I also want to say to you, okay, that there is a slight warning here, not anything bad, but would you understand where somebody is beginning to show their true colours around you, and it not in a nice way, okay? I just want to say to you, a little bit like we've said to somebody else in the coaching side of the programme earlier on tonight, just don't let that disrupt your energy field, okay? Let Mother Earth transmute all of that negativity, let it go, and surround yourself with lots of love, light, and protection, okay? You are being divinely guided, and there is something beautiful coming forward for you. And I want to say that this is in September specifically, okay? I don't know whether that's to do with you getting married, but there's something definitely coming in for September. Remember, I've said that, okay? Yes, okay, yes, fishing maybe. Okay, interesting. Okay. Okay. And would you understand me giving you the number 15 as well? There's something to do with the 15th of a month. I don't know whether that's September, but there's definitely something to do with the 15th of the month. Okay, lovely. I'm just being told before I leave you that basically that apart from the gentleman that's come through tonight, you would understand that there are quite a lot of your family on this other side. I'm being told a little bit more than those that are living. You know, I'm talking a lot of ancestors, and I'm being told that they are all going to be stepping forward on this beautiful celebration of marriage in the coming months. Watch out, but especially I want to tell you when this gentleman comes around you before I leave you, and I want to say to you, he comes in and you're right, and just watch out where you feel like a very, very small, subtle breeze, okay? Just coming in on the right-hand side, kind of below the ear, okay, down the neck, okay? And it's like a warmish sensation. You might get a few tingles with that, okay? And that's when this gentleman's around you. That's how he's wanting me to leave you this evening, okay? Oh my God, right, okay, lovely. Thank you so much for that validation. That's fantastic. That's what we love about the program. You connecting, you validating. It's my pleasure to connect with you, Louise, give you a beautiful message from the other side. We have run out of time this evening. Before we love you and leave you, don't forget Paul Bannister, 8 o'clock tonight, okay? The fabulous Paul Bannister. Thank you very much to my guest this evening and medium Lorraine Bennett-Gray. It's been an absolutely fantastic pleasure to have you back on my program this evening after a short break. And don't forget, after tonight, SPTV, watch for those adverts coming out when we are back up and running live after a few technical issues in the background, okay? It shouldn't be any more than about a week, hopefully, guys, but just watch out for those adverts. Lots of love, stay protected. If you need any help, feel free to connect with me on Facebook. I'm sure Lorraine would sanction that also, okay? Love and light to you all. Have a great weekend, and namaste, guys, okay?
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Jordon and SPTV. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.